Welcome back to another episode of Watching Shoes. I got a call the other day, and it was from this boot, and it just left one message, and that said, "Put some respect on my name. I deserve my own video, independent of the Wolverine that you had me coupled with, way down the list of my videos." I actually agreed with this boot, and that's why you're gonna get a independent video of this shoe. This is a Frye boot, lambskin suede, butter soft, just zero resistance to touch. See if I can't get in there. It's got just a buttery, might be softer than butter. It's just a really well made lamb's wool, which is what the interior is, and on the opposite side the skin that wool would be connected to, but suede. So suede leather on one side, no liner, lamb's wool, raw genuine lamb's wool on the other side. Just a heck of a design from Frye's boots. We have a Frye's in Atlanta, right off of what is that? Ponce de Leon, I think it is. And I walked in that store. I saw nothing coming close to my Frye's collection of boots and shoes. Not sure what's going on in there, but I did a quick U-turn, walked straight through all the way to the back and left. I couldn't believe it, because that's, in my opinion, that's a horrible representation of Frye's collection of style. I mean, they had no style in that store that I saw. And it's kind of like when you go into Nordstrom racks. I don't know who decides who's going to get what shoes, but some of these Nordstrom racks are so corny. You have to imagine the person involved in selecting what's going to be sold in this store is just a corny individual. I was extremely disappointed when I walked into Frye's in Atlanta and saw their selection of bland garbage, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of crude or rough to say, but it was offensive. I was like, wow, this is not the Frye's that I know. Because the Frye's that I know has extraordinary levels of style, and it was missing from the front door to the back wall in that store, in the men's section on the left-hand side. So, of course, this was not in there. This is way too much flavor and style, and you would think in Atlanta that they would be okay, not threatened by style and flavor, but in that store, that's not the case. So, fortunately, I've never been forced to buy Frye's out of that store. Check out the Brouging, the Wingtip. Just showing off with the Brouging. This shoe is heavily worn. It's been through one winter, I think. Just one, possibly. No, I think that's two. I've been through 2 winters with this shoe. This is like a beautiful textured cowhide, but it appears to have been embossed or stamped, because it's got an interesting texture. I guess that is throughout the whole shoe. This is my first time actually noticing that. This is also got the same circular pattern. I actually did not notice that in 2 years of wearing this shoe. Actually, this shoe is hard to see without a lot of light because it's such a dark brown. But if you add light, you get to see a whole bunch more in the texture of the shoe. The broguing goes all the way up and around to the back where they hide where the leathers combine. Extremely heavy shoe. Very thick leather. Before I talk about that sole, let's take a gander inside. Take a peek inside this shoe, made in China. It's got a full-blown front to back wool lined shoe. I'll try to take a sneak peek on the inside, and as you can see in there, the same is true. Just a full-blown warm, extremely warm shoe. So it's got a leather sole. I believe this is Goodyear welt. Beautiful detail on the shoe. Every aspect of the shoe has great detail. Check out how they have double stitching here, all right up onto the broguing. Very unusual. Just a beautifully designed shoe. It's considered waterproof. If you look here, the sole is connected. The toe box area and the lacing system is connected. So you are waterproof all the way up to about that ring right there. That's where the web is separated for the tongue. So that's a pretty high height for waterproof. That's a pretty amazing job by Frye's on that one. You are way up there with the Timberlands on the waterproofing of this shoe. I have worn this in extremely wet conditions, even in snow. I'll be the first to admit my foot did get wet. I do not consider this shoe not to be waterproof because that was an extreme condition. My foot was inside of a mound of snow, and I was using my foot this boot to break a layer of ice, and underneath that layer of ice was extremely rapid ice water. Probably came up to about just over this level here. So eventually I did feel water. I'm not quite sure where that water was because that was last winter, but I do remember thinking, this shoe did let water in. But I remember the caveat of this experiment was that this is not practical. I'm standing in a mountain of snow and I'm using the shoes to break through a layer of ice, and then underneath the ice is where I put the shoe. That's outrageous conditions. So I didn't take that away from the shoe. That was nearly beyond extreme, but that was definitely extreme conditions. I'm sure on a regular rainy day that this shoe wouldn't have a problem, because you can see through the stitching that it's extremely well done. Double stitched here, double stitched there. You could even say triple stitched because it's double stitched here, but another one combining it there. So extremely hard rubber, very hard. It's not wearing away at all. But 2 winters of me, the foot dragger. I do drag the heel of my foot, and you can hardly tell on the shoe. Huge, thick piece of leather going around, and they want you to see that that's not some kind of a strip on the outside, faking it. It is a pure leather heel, and it's protected by an enormous amount of extremely hard rubber. And the same is true for the base here. Very thick. 2 years now. I can't say that enough. 2 years. You can't hardly tell. I'm truck driving, so I hope all of that adds up. Serious conditions. 2 years, and it's held up marvelously, which would be a great reason why Frye's Atlanta should have this shoe. It gets plenty cold in Atlanta. It's not like Miami, so there's no reason why this style is not in that store. So you can imagine my disappointment when I walked in there and saw everything bland as it gets. Just a bland store, some bland shoes, not many customers. I'm not sure what their goal is. It's like an assassination of the character of the Frye company, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother story. Big letdown. If you're going to get Frye's, you might want to look online or try to get lucky in the Nordstrom rack like I typically do. I'm pretty sure this came out of a Nordstrom or Saks or off Saks or Nordstrom rack. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, overly beautiful, unnecessarily beautiful, with the Frye's logo, polished, high polished, chromed lacing system. I mean, no detail in this shoe is left undone, all the way down to the tips of the laces, which are also chromed. These are the original laces. Anybody who's watched any of my videos knows the first thing to go on a pair of shoes is the laces, but I could not knock this lacing setup. The match between this lace and the calf skin was near flawless execution on the matching aspect. And then you got the matching, metallic and metallic. Yeah, they did a great job. So can't take anything away from this shoe, even where it's not fur, premium soft leather. So they could have easily thrown fabric here. You do have a fabric pull tab. That's the only piece of fabric that I found on this shoe. But like I said, they could have easily gone with where no one is looking, like here. They could have gone with fabric, save a couple bucks, but no. So great shoe, Frye's, and well deserved of your own video. Sorry it took so long. You should have never had a combination video. That was nothing wrong with that, but you should definitely have had your own video, and hope to have corrected that with this one. Thanks for watching another episode of Watch and Shoes. The watch was the Invicta Hybrid, and the shoe was Frye's. I keep saying Frye's, but I think it's actually just Frye. I don't know why I call them Fries, but maybe French fries or something on my mind. I don't know. Frye boot. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next video.